Hi, I'm Garth Jordan. I am the Senior Vice President of Corporate Strategy for the Healthcare Financial Management Association. I am here today to talk about a little bit about design thinking and why you might want to consider using it in your association. What associations have primarily been focusing on recently is experience innovation, which is a little bit like design thinking, and that's great. And we've been working, for example, on developing conferences with experience design. However, design thinking takes a little bit more of a holistic approach than experience design does, and it really is an inside-out approach. The mantra, I think, if you want to call it that, of design thinking and other expert designers is to design with the end in mind. So let's talk a little bit about design thinking and how it designs with the end in mind. The process is to first start with empathy, which is understanding your audience from an empathetic point of view. You spend time discovering. The discovery process is, again, empathy first. And what we do is we take an awful lot of qualitative information when we learn about people's stories and needs, and we turn it into defining our opportunity, defining our challenge, defining our unique perspective. It's because we're starting with empathy in mind first that we're able to start at the center of that Venn diagram and work our way out. When you define the challenge based on empathy, it's a very, very different challenge than when you define it based on what your business wants to do, what your technology is capable of doing, or what you think an audience might want in terms of a product that you're developing. After defining our challenge, we then have a challenge that is empathy-based. And we begin brainstorming with a clear empathy-based challenge. Oftentimes, when we start brainstorming on products or services, new ideas, etc., we're not basing them on qualitative, empathetic, defined information. We're basing it on usually quantitative research that doesn't necessarily get at the heart of the challenge. And you might say that the key to the design thinking process is defining the challenge. And if any of you have been out there tackling a project for days, months, weeks, or years, and then realize that you've been tackling the wrong challenge to begin with, you'll understand the value of starting with the right challenge. Once you get to the right challenge and you can ideate and brainstorm on the right challenge, then you move into a prototyping phase, which is really a kind of a loop of continuous improvement. Prototyping with design thinking is meant to be rapid. It's meant to be inclusive of the audience for which you are designing, to collect their feedback and collect their input so that you're not going to market. It's kind of like software development, where you're going to market with minimally viable products and minimally viable ideas, and then getting feedback and bringing it back into your organization, and then improving and bringing that loop, if you will, of feedback into your organization. Once you feel like you have a refined product, then you move it into a scaled version of the product, a larger version of the product that you bring to market. So design thinking, essentially being empathetic at the beginning, allows you to develop more specific, more targeted products, services, challenges, etc. And it allows you to get to market faster with lower costs associated with it. So that's something that I think associations could live well with.